welcome into the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we have the ECAC semifinals. Now, this is a tournament that Boise State ended up winning last year, but this year we're just making it to the semifinals, and we will be against Fisher, who is currently seed 1, whereas Boise State is seed 4. I'm your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me to call all the action is Audrey Norris. And tonight, what should our mindset be going against the number 1 seed in the semifinals?
Well, considering the difference in our seed levels, although we did win last year, I think something important to keep in mind is always just, you got to go in cautious a little bit. You want to just kind of see what's going on before actually hopping into it, because the best thing you can always gain is information.
Of course, and we do actually have Doc's keys to the game, which will be able to help both of these teams before they get in here really, really quickly. I think we're trying to get into the match. Oh, no, Doc's keys, great. So then, we'll just go ahead and give D'Angelo and Audrey's keys, which I would like to add just to the list. In Halo, you definitely need to make sure you rotate power items. That is in Doc's keys list, but we also just want to make sure we re-emphasize that before we go in.
Absolutely, and always you just want to be watching your flanks in Halo. That is a nasty one.
Yes, very important. And this is going to be Livefire Slayer, so that's interesting. Livefire is a map that I'd like to highlight mostly for Oddball, but having it for Slayer, what do you think about that?
I think it's an interesting map for Slayer because it's very open and there's not a ton of choke points because there's just so many areas to move around, so it's hard to really gain control of one area for a team.
Especially on strongholds or something like that, where there's the 3 points and you kind of rotate between them. There's also a lot of high ground that I'd kind of like to highlight. We're going to see what teams are going to be able to do here. It looks like no eliminations yet. We're looking... Oh, that's a duel in this. It looks like Vagar is going to get first blood. What a fantastic job here in Arena. And it looks like Vagar's also going to get D-snapping, I believe. Yes. Boise State's doing pretty good.
Yeah, starting up with a little bit of a lead here, to only 1 kill difference, but that's enough for them to get started. Unfortunately, it looks like 2 eliminations were done there.
Poor reality. Ooh. Yeah. Shot in the back of the head.
Ooh, Mortar's the only one left now, as everyone's respawning.
I mean, if you have to pick one person that's gonna make it out, I think Mortar with that triple kill.
The no-scope.
I mean, that's definitely the person that you want to put your money on is Mortar there. Boise State now currently in the lead, 8-6. This is anybody's game. We're still in the beginning of it, and that lead is only 2 right now.
Yeah, and Slayer's the type of game mode that just flips back and forth so quickly because it's all about eliminations. There's no external goal. It's just who can get the most kills quickly.
I really want to highlight Vagar as one of the top killers in the lobby with Mortar, who we always expect to see there, and Rhett CW. We're doing an awesome job here, 4-1 being the best KD ratio right now. As we kind of look around in Brutes, it looks like... Ooh. True Mortar's immediately going to be taken out, as well as Vagar. Zeke is the last member left alive with 3 members on the side of Fisher College. Now all 4 are up for both teams. We're spectating Zeke and Turbine, currently getting some kind of, some shots in. Going to rotate through tunnel. No, I've been debated. He's going to rotate into house.
Yeah, just going to kind of peek through the center there. Not really a ton of enemies in his way, except for poor Vagar there.
Cha-cha slide. Right in and going to take Vagar out now, 12-11. Boise State still in the lead, but just by 1. So that can change in a matter of seconds. As we're currently watching somebody rotate hallway, tower, pathway, yard. Will they be able to get the frag? It looks like Zeke is going to be able to get DJ snapping. Boise State now 2 in the lead still here. Best KD in the lobby looking like it's Rhett CW with 6-2.
Yeah, and so far right now, they're pretty even in eliminations. It looks like Boise State has a couple more kills overall, on their teams, but the other team's a little bit more spread out.
So it looks like Vagar is currently down for Boise State. They're going to respawn. We're spectating Zeke in tower there, looking for a good angle. Actually, just going to go ahead and rotate high ground, see if we can get someplace else. Looks like Yard House, the duel. Reality is going to come out and win that against DJ Snap. Boise State maintaining this just 2 or 3 lead the whole game. Now the best KD is 8-5. True Mortar.
Dangerous spot for Boise State to be, so they just evened the gap up there. Now it's 21-16. It's definitely starting to look more in Boise State's favor. So they're just going to push into hallway here, kind of wait It's probably one of the best spots in the game, except for those grenades right there that end up getting the best of Vhagar, lowering his shields.
All right, so with that nade spam, we're going to watch Reality get that elimination onto Silly Billy. No, that was Zeke, excuse me. The True Mortar is going to get the elimination onto DJ Snapping, and it looks like we're kind of rotating through Overlook. We do have to drop into Yard, going to rotate into House from Grad Board. We do see Vhagar over there providing some suppressive fire, and the Vhagar True Mortar combo is going to be able to take down C. Billy. Zeke is going to take down DJ Snappin', but Reality is going to get taken down by Mayski. This still leaves Boise State 7 points in the lead, 27 to 21. 28 to 21.
Watch out, Mortar has the sniper.
29! We see Reality rotating through Turbine. Got shot a little bit, so going to go ahead and drop down. Reality is looking for the foe that stabbed them in the back there. They're not currently able to find it. Waiting for them to peek from Turbine. The Cha-Cha slide is going to slide right out into Yard, and now the bloodbath has begun. First and second eliminations coming out. Silly Billy, Reality are going to immediately go down on Turbine. Boise State still in the lead, 30 to 24.
Yeah, Boise State just kind of sitting here right now. Getting a lot of decent kills. Looks like Zeke got a couple kills over there. Still giving Boise State a really nice lead, actually, 32 to 25 now. With Reality taking out someone off screen, while Mortar, once again, sitting with the sniper rifle, looking for his scopes. Ooh, misses that shot, though. Oh, gets that one. Actually, it's Reality. Wait, no.
Gets the elimination onto Mayski there, sending us 34 to 25. This is actually the biggest lead Boise State has had in this so far. Ret CW is going to take out Reality. The Mortar is going to take out DJ Snappin', and then immediately the rest of the members of Boise State are going to get an amazing amount of eliminations, but Vhagar looks like they are the price as we continue to spectate the True Mortar with 14 and 7 highest kills in the lobby, which we typically expect.
Yeah, we now have a 10-point lead here for Boise State. No, 11. Ooh. Getting close now, about 10 points away. Vhagar gets a nice kill there off of Mayski, giving them now just 9 eliminations left before they win the round.
So we're about at the halfway points in terms of time, 6 minutes and 21 seconds remaining, but 41 to 30. So this is probably going to be an elimination end game here as Vhagar is going to take out Ret CW, the highest fragger on Fisher College.
Ooh, hanging around the side there. Not quite able to get the shot he needs, but he is prepared and ready. He's sitting in Overlook. Look.
From Overlook, going to get an elimination and immediately get taken back. 44 to 33, 45 to 33. Boise State getting closer and closer with each elimination. The True Mortar is Zeke is on the hunt, here, as we kind of run through Overlook. Hasn't found anybody yet, has found some nades. Now is the time to go in. Going to go in through hallway, try to cut him off. Hasn't actually been able to find anybody just yet, right as we cut away to Reality in House Elbow.
Just kind of sitting back right now. Ooh, looks like Mortar is in the fight right now, trying to get a couple eliminations. Doesn't quite go for it. Vhagar helps him with Mayski there.
Death from above. Couple of eliminations there from Vhagar. 48 to 35, 49 at this point. Fisher's College is just like, I don't want to be the last one. I don't want to be the last one. As they kind of flee from the remaining members of Boise State through hallway, into tunnel, out into Yard. It looks like this might be the end of the game here. No, not quite yet. Actually, yeah. It looks like Boise State's going to take round one, 50 to 37. How's that for a match against the Seed 1 and Seed 4 teams? BSU's bringing it to Fisher.
That was a really solid match. I mean, it definitely seemed like it was going to be a little bit more close at the beginning there, just a couple points off, going back and forth, and then I don't know what exactly pushed our lead. I think it was Mortar and Vhagar just kind of got a decent pop off there. Yeah, just the sniper we saw a couple of times, and they just managed to get that 10-point lead, which was all they really needed, I think, to just push through there.
Mortar with the power weapons, all right, guys, I'm warm, let's go. And then the lead just kind of went from 2 to 5, from 5 to 10 to 10 to 15 to the end there, 50 to 37. Now, is there any specific map or game mode that you'd like to see?
I think it would be interesting to see Capture the Flag or Oddball, since, they're a little bit, they require a little bit more team coordination than, Slayer still requires team coordination, because obviously you don't want to be, running around all by yourself, but you do have to be really careful in both of those games.
And Slayer ultimately comes down to who can kind of click heads best, which in this case was Boise State with Mortar. We'd like to specifically highlight that. And we do actually have our event for tonight, just as a reminder, ECAC Collegiate Halo 4v4, best of 5. Each team bans a map, and the losing team picks next mode. So Fisher will probably be looking to try to, catch Boise State off guard, perhaps. But Boise State's pretty strong in all of the modes. Though I would say Fisher College's best bet would maybe be Oddball if they pick the next mode. What do you think?
Yeah, Oddball is definitely, it's an interesting game mode because taking one player out of whoever's, got the advantage currently, when it comes to the win condition, definitely makes things a lot harder for their team to try and keep control of the oddball. So I think it would definitely be probably their best bet if they want to just take out a particular player and have a better chance of actually gaining control of the objective, especially if you can just get away with it, which is something that Boise State has struggled with in the past.
And it also is hilarious in oddball. Sometimes it feels like Mortar is perhaps maybe allergic to the oddball, which ultimately, somebody needs to be there getting the kills, right? And so it's totally respectable that there is, the one designated member that's absolutely not. My hands are great. No,
but it is funny when he just casually slides by it.
Yes, it is hilarious when last member standing cha-cha slide right through. And we do actually have a lot of replays from last map before we get into our second mode. All right, we're starting this replay in Yard. Going to kind of try to get some shots. We see some pings. I believe this was the first elimination of the match. Going to Vagar here in Tunnel. And then I believe they get the second outside of Tunnel. They weren't even ready, didn't even turn around.
That's such an unfortunate place to just drop down and immediately be knocked out there.
Drop down and have Vagar put a gun to your back.
Oh yeah, it's the worst feeling in a multiplayer game like this. Oh, and this is when Mortar got the scopes, just the triple no scope here, which was so insane.
Mortar's I don't need a scope. You're right in front of me over there on Tunnel House Overlook. And then this was our halfway point to victory on Overlook. Excuse me, not Overwatch. Zeke is going to get some eliminations off screen. Reality was the price, but, Boise State ended up winning the round. Going to get that with a fantastic kind of back shoot there, and then scopes in on high ground, gets that next elimination, just doing a phenomenal job. And then I think that from that halfway point on, it kind of seemed, at least to me, like Boise State was going to take map 1, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like next mode is Oddball. Streets. What do you think about that?
Streets is a fun map because it feels like there's just 3 lanes that you kind of have to manage and go through. And so for Oddball, correct? That was the...
Yes, Oddball.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because there's a lot of open areas, but you can definitely dodge around those spots, and you just kind of have to be careful managing, especially the power weapons. I mean, Sprinkler's in the middle there, which never fun to deal with. And so I think this one isn't a bad oddball map. It has some good hiding spots and some good areas where you can kind of just avoid other people if you're being smart about it.
I think Boise State has specifically struggled with the strat some teams have where they get the oddball and then retreat into Subway or somewhere like that that's really, really up close on streets, and then Boise State's well, how do we get in? But, I mean, it's sure to be a bloodbath if the oddball spawns anywhere mid with all of that high ground to look at it.
I mean, any game mode in this spot where the objective goes through middle, it's just nasty watching how many people get taken out on this particular map, especially.
And you definitely, know that when you go for the oddball. You're this is the equivalent of the equivalent of no man's land. I'm probably not going to get this unless all 4 members of the enemy team are wiped.
Yeah, and you just have to be really smart about it. I mean, I know, especially in that map when I've played, I have just been, there's a lot of openings in the middle, too, so it's, not even just from the front. People will just come up behind you, too.
Coming from the side, everywhere. And it looks like in Plaza, which we were just talking about, this is where I think the bloodbath is going to begin. We're going to look for the first elimination there. Actually, Boise State looks like they were just able to rotate to the power weapon. Rat CW is going to go ahead and get that first elimination and the second. Oh, my gosh. Rat CW is on the board before Boise State. Now Reality does have one there, 1-1. Yeah. It looks like we kind of rotate through Subway, drop in, still with a view of Plaza. Ball has been picked up by Fisher College. It's up to Boise State to kind of take out that ball carrier and get that back. Vagar will be taken out. So that is Reality. No, excuse me, Zeke gets taken out. Reality and Vagar are the only ones there versus Fisher College.
Yeah, just trying to go after the ball. Unfortunately, Reality gets taken out, and now looks like Vagar was as well, so Mortar and Zeke. Ooh, Zeke was taken out as well, so it's just Mortar really close to the ball right there, which is allowing Fisher College to try and get a little bit of a lead, though it got thrown into middle, so that might not end well for both teams here, as it's going to be an interesting pickup.
You just kind of see it rolling down there as the fight begins on Main Street. Both teams have sights of each other. It looks like Mayski has the best sights as they're going to get a double kill, and then immediately after that, pick up the oddball as the top fragger in lobby.
Ooh, a couple grenades threw out there by Mortar, trying to ping and let people know that it's over there, as he's just trying to hold on. Ooh, Vagar comes in to back him up. He's able to get an elimination.
On to DJ snapping, it looks like. Or D-snapping. It looks like D-snapping will be taken out, but so will Mayski right as D-snapping responds. Fisher College still not at full strength. Now there's just one member in, but Reality's also the only member for Boise State. Will end up losing that 1v1, and now we're spectating the True Mortar in Subway Bend as they look for the next person to eliminate.
Ooh, just kind of sitting there right now. Main Street Alley wasn't able to quite take out the enemy that they needed to. Oddball is currently just kind of in the middle. Once again. Oh, it respawned now. Looks like. Now it's going back to the middle spot. Reality's just trying to poke forward, isn't quite able to get the headshot before passing out. Or I guess being taken out. I don't know. I don't think you pass
what
out
a gentle
in
way
Halo.
to put it.
Maybe in some games, not in Halo.
It looks like 0 to 28, excuse me. Boise State definitely wants to try to like pull some moves here.
Yeah, they really haven't been able to pick up the ball yet, so I don't think Mortar should be allergic to it right now if he gets the chance to pick it up.
As it kind of goes flinging into mid, we continue to spectate the True Mortar. All four members up for Boise State. Zeke will pick up the ball, but immediately drop it as we switch over to spectating Reality on Subway Stairs, now in Plaza.
Reality using the sprinkler to take out Mayski. Now Boise State's able to get a couple points in to try and take back the lead here. Ooh, Reality's not able to take Fisher College out there.
2-on-2 right now. As we're kind of waiting, nobody is in possession of the oddball. Now 3-on-3 as some members respawn. Vagar will get taken out, so now 4-on-3. Vagar, the only current member respawning. We see the oddball, and it looks like the True Mortar is not going to pick it up, going to try to defend it, however. And now 36 and climbing, Fisher College has a massive lead over Boise State.
Ooh, Vagar taken out really quickly. They're not really letting any Boise State members get near the ball again. Fisher College is just gaining a lead. They're about to hit 50. Just the halfway point here. Yep. With Boise State severely lagging behind now. Over 50-point makeup they have to get here. So they're just kind of being stuck in this little spot right now. Just
kind of running around on streets, 4-on-4. No members have been taken out yet. It is D-snapping currently with the oddball that is the target for Boise State as the ball gets picked back up at 69 and climbing. 4-on-3, now 3-on-2, excuse me. Boise State might be able to go in and get some eliminations and maybe even pick up the oddball, as it looks like Zeke is hunting down that ball carrier. The ball will be dropped. The duel has been engaged as True Mortar is going to go down. Zeke is waiting for their in. They know that ball is bait, but now is the time. If anybody's going to do something, it's got to be Zeke, and Zeke is going to go down, leaving the True Mortar as the only member alive.
Ooh, Mortar able to pick off a couple people right there, getting a nice elimination. Not quite opening up the oddball yet, though, as it's across the other side.
It feels like Slayer is definitely, or not Slayer, excuse me, Streets is Fisher College's map. Because if you just look at the KD on the board right now, they got 2 in the double digits, and Boise State doesn't have any just yet with 73 and climbing as that oddball is on the ground. Boise State is looking for their next way in. We see the True Mortar kind of peeking around Station Square. We see an attempt at Cha-Cha Slide that will make somebody end up living. They are going to take out the True Mortar. And now it's just Reality and Zeke versus D-Snappin', Rhett, and Mayski.
Yeah, and you can tell they're very purposely throwing the oddball into the middle area. Like, every time we've seen it go in, that was like someone throwing it. So they definitely have control of this area right now. Luckily, Reality is starting to make some ground. Going to push through the shield here. Take out Snap-In. Ooh, is going to free up the oddball for them, potentially. Boise State's going to just try to clear out the area. Ooh, unfortunately, he's going to get blindsided. Vagar's going to try and move in, but Fisher College has gained control of the area once again. They're now 20 points away from winning the first round of Oddball here.
Vhagar not quite able to get out of there. We see Maysky and Vhagar both down 3-on-3 theoretically. Now 3-on-2 in theory because Silly Billy has the ball. They will drop it. So now we're paused at 86-6. Not looking good for Boise State this round of Oddball on Streets.
Yeah, Reality trying to pick off some people from afar here. Not quite able to get the sightlines he needs as the Oddball is just sitting behind that corner. Very well defended by 2 Fisher College members. You better watch out behind him. Oh.
So round 1 of Oddball has been lost. Fisher College is going to go ahead and take that. And now we kind of go back to round 2. We're going to see what adjustments Boise State may have made in their strategy as this first fight is going to happen through Station Tower 1 overlooking Plaza.
Yeah, going into it once again. Going to start from the middle. Looks like Vhagar was able to get...
Ooh, Mortar!
Oh yeah, Mortar has, he's not allergic to it right now, as he's just going to carry it back to the team.
Or he's got an EpiPen, one of the two. Going to kind of throw it up the stairs, now 4-0. You know what? A lead's a lead. And Boise State really needs the lead right now as True Mortar is going to take out Silly Billy and continue to defend that Oddball. Just kind of waiting for, can't pick it up right now because there are just too many enemies, I will say that. And then we're going to, it looks like that's Reality kind of looking for it. Can't, oh, knocks it just a little bit further away. Calculated. Gonna go ahead and pick it up and just kind of sit in stairwell for a little bit. See how long we can stay there before we end up having to take some people out. Now 9-0. Boise State does have the lead on this second round with Silly Billy against True Mortar and Zeke. My money's on True Mortar and Zeke as True Mortar's gonna pick up the Oddball.
Yep. I guess he's pulling out all the EpiPens today because he realizes they got to catch up and get this lead right now. Leaving some room for Reality here to take out a couple people. Gets a grenade kill. Tries to throw out some more. He's backed up by another member of the team. Maysky's able to take someone out.
Now it's Rhett CW versus the remaining members of Boise State, which is all 4. True Mortar still holding on the Oddball. Excuse me. Rhett is just kind of running through here. 31-0. Looks like Boise State's got a pretty comfortable lead. Round 2.
Vhagar taken out by Rhett. Just going to knock out one of the Boise State members. Reality goes next. It's now 2 people down with Zeke trying to hold on to the Oddball. Mortar trying to cover him, but Mortar's taken out. It is now just Zeke who's also taken out. Fisher College now has a chance to get to the ball, though Boise State has a solid lead to try and take it back right now with 40-5.
Not insurmountable, though, as Fisher College is just 8 and climbing, already a fourth of the way there to Boise State's lead. And they have a pretty reasonable high ground advantage right now, pinging that in Old Town.
Ooh. Vhagar using the sprinkler there to take out Snap-In, and it looks like Reality has snuck up behind the Oddball carrier, was able to pick it up and take it back for Boise State.
Definitely calling for all the members of their team, kind of trying to get everybody there. This is 4-on-3 right now, 4-on-4 as the final member is going to spawn. Zeke is currently in possession of the Oddball, and that's a very wise decision so that Reality, Vhagar, and True Mortar, but not quite as he gets eliminated, can kind of frag out and protect Zeke. It looks like Zeke is going to grab the Oddball, but immediately have to put it back down as True Mortar is now the only member alive against Rhett CW and Maysky. 57-20 climbing on the side of Fisher.
Just kind of sitting, throwing some grenades, trying to see if they can take anyone out. Not quite able to yet, as Mortar's going to try and help out 2 team members. Luckily, all 3 of them were there against Silly Billy. He didn't really stand a chance.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's never fun when you get aggressively attacked by 3 members of the other team, but they're going to throw the Oddball into middle. Try and regain control, but Reality takes out Snap-In, and Mortar takes out Maysky.
Ooh, Main Street Alley, somebody almost gets taken down as True Mortar is going to ping them. Zeke is going to take out Silly Billy, pinging the next enemy in Subway. True Mortar gonna kind of give away the enemy's positioning here. 57-40, 58, excuse me. Boise State does not have much of a lead anymore in this round 2.
Ooh, throwing out the grenades once again. Manages to get the hit on Silly Billy, knocking him out, and he's now got the sprinkler to back up his team as well whenever they need to.
Veigar's going to take down Rhett. This is D-snapping versus all 4 members of Boise State. Silly Billy's going to respawn, and Zeke is currently in possession of the oddball. Boise State's ready to widen that lead gap again, 67-40.
Now only a little less than 30 away from taking the second round. Ooh,
Goodbye.
Reality gets a nasty sprinkler attack there off on Snappin'. Mortar's able to take out Silly Billy, but Veigar and Mortar are down now, leaving 2 members of Boise State there to defend the oddball.
Reality cannot currently be approached from that high ground. 83 and climbing. Boise State nearing victory to 40 on Fisher College. Fisher College, they might need to readjust their strategy or try to get in on Boise State, and it looks like they're doing exactly that. Now 3 on 2, 3 on 1. True Mortar, can you carry?
Ooh. Having to hide out on the side.
Not
Unfortunately,
quite.
he's taken out. Gonna hang in the air a little bit. As Reality now trying to get a couple grenade hits off, but he's attacked from the behind. Not quite able to come back from that as Maysky takes him out there.
And how do we see 84-60 now? The gap is closing with every passing second. Fisher College is in possession of that oddball. They will have to drop it momentarily as the firefight begins. They'll pick it back up in 64 and climbing against Boise State's 84, only down 20 and up a round overall.
Ooh. Gonna hang out at around 84-66, a little. It's about 20 points between. That's definitely something that Fisher College can come back from, which is what they're going to try to do right now as they gain control of the ball once again in Subway, which is a nasty spot for Boise State here. If they don't want to take it back, well, they're going to want to take it back soon, but looks like an easy spot there for Zeke to be able to grab it and continue their lead. Now 10 away.
91-81. This is really getting down to the wire on this second round. 91-81. Zeke is going to get taken out, so nobody is kind of like picking up the that on-ball carrier is immediately going to pick it up and then immediately have to drop it back down.
92-81, really close right here. Boise State is going to have to be careful. Fisher College is in the building. They have control of the oddball now, and they have the high ground, which is a nasty spot. Reality's trying to figure it out. They threw the oddball in front of Boise State, though, which could give them the opportunity they need. They just need to take out a couple players.
Veigar's in
is
on them.
Completely fine with that. Takes 2 of them out.
Not able to get the third and fourth, excuse me. Maysky just kind of picking up this ball, trying to see what we can do. 92-88. We're really kind of getting down here as the duel in Plaza continues and through streets. Ooh, it looks like Reality's going to get taken out, and now we are spectating Veigar. Will they be able to take out the ball carrier? It looks like not quite. 92-92. If Fisher College wins this round, they're going to go ahead and take oddball, and it looks like we're stopped at 96. No, pick it back up, 98-99. We kind of see Reality unable to do anything there in Station Corner 2, and that is Streets oddball going over to Fisher College.
Ooh, that was a man. That looked like it was going to be Boise State's there for a little bit.
It really did, and then Fisher College came back and kind of like flipped it. I want to say when Boise State they did it while Boise State was at 60, and then they did it again while Boise State was like 80, 90, and then just kind of ended up taking oddball.
Yeah, I think the end there was when like Zeke got knocked out, and then there was only 2 players left for Boise State to defend up in Subway there, and so they just kind of pushed in, and so when everyone came back, they already had the nice secure position that they needed, and so it was kind of too late for Boise State to really be able to like go through that just 4 members that were there, even though Veigar put on a very impressive show trying his best there.
Is there a mode that you think Boise State would kind of pick to play to their strengths here next round?
They definitely do a decent job in both like strongholds and capture the flag. I don't know which I would say would be better for them right now, since Fisher College definitely seemed to do a really good job with the actual like just capturing and protecting objectives area. But I think that strongholds would be pretty good for them because that's just moving elimination areas. So as long as they can hold down that, I'd say that would probably be better for them.
Capture the Flag Aquarius is going to be our next one. I do think Capture the Flag Aquarius, I do think this is a good map and mode for Boise State, right? I do think we have had a lot of success on Capture the Flag, specifically on Aquarius. Now, the difficulty with Capture the Flag on this map is both flags are on high ground, and you kind of need to like rotate through mid or around the entire map if you'd like to get.
It's a very like either you go straight through the danger zone or you have to take a very long time to actually get through. Plus going through the side isn't great if you have the flag because it's super easy to pin you down. But it's definitely
kind of make a mad dash.
Yeah, but it's also a very open map in the area, so it's good for defending your flag as well because it's pretty easy to see where it's going to be at the beginning areas.
And so as we kind of get the pan around the map here, I think the most important thing for Boise State is probably going to be high ground control as we get set up here, particularly around both of the flags, but also just in general on all the catwalks that overlook the main area where everybody has to go through if they want to do any capturing or returning of the flag.
Yeah, if you can control the middle area, then you have really good sight lines on both flags, as well as like forcing players into the side areas where they're easier to take out. So that's definitely going to be a good goal for Boise State going into this, especially managing some of the abilities in that middle area too that they can pick up.
So again, this is Boise State and Fisher. Boise State and Fisher each have 1 round, so this will kind of be the one to break the tie here.
Boise State already trying to get into it a little bit. Fisher College advancing on them as they're just going to sit by the flag and just watch for it.
So we kind of go in. True Mortar's going to ping an enemy at Hydro. DJ Snappin's going to take out the True Mortar for that ping. It looks like neither side has been able to kind of get hands on flag just yet as we spectate Reality, who, you know, made a noble effort. And now we're back on True Mortar as they kind of have respawned 1-1 right now. Maysky, best KD, 3-0.
Now going to spectate Vagar with 1 kill on the board right now as the flag is taken right in front of him. He's going to try and grab it, but he's not able to right before he gets eliminated there. Boise State's now going to want to try and recapture that flag as fast as possible, but Reality is also taken out, leaving True Mortar and Zeke to try and deal with as many of the enemies as possible.
And it looks like that flag is still kind of running. So we see the flag barrier with a massive kill marked up there. Maysky is going to be the first flag capture. It feels like Maysky, like, is really coming alive this round. I mean, we kind of slept on him a little bit the remaining 2 rounds, but right now, 4-0 with a flag capture? Wow.
Yeah, it definitely looks like this is his advantage area right now, which is going to be dangerous for Boise State, is when you underestimate someone and they just kind of pop off in the middle rounds. That's always unfortunate. And it looks like they got another flag capture. Snappin getting the second one. Boise State is now down 2 with very little advances right now on the flag, just kind of getting taken out.
From the first minute of the game.
Yeah, this is not a great spot for Boise State here. If they're going to try and climb back into mid. Trying to ping some enemies. They really haven't been able to gain a lot of ground. They've been getting a lot of trades or eliminations, like getting eliminated themselves, but not quite getting to push through yet.
Oh, there's the trade. Looks like Vagar's going to go down. Reality and Zeke now the only members against DS. Rhett and Maysky now just Rhett and Maysky. 8-0 still has not been taken out. Somebody needs to stop them.
Oh my gosh, he's a menace right now. He's not letting it happen.
The menace. Menisky.
And there goes Reality to Maysky's hands once again. I think he's going back for the flag. Yeah, if they're not careful, he's going to sneak past him once again.
So 0-2 with 9 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Boise State definitely has time to turn this around. But man, the fact that 2 flag captures happened in the first minute is super daunting as we see Reality rotating in through blue utility. We'll get a variety of eliminations. It looks like True Mortar's going to take out Rhett CW. And now it is just D-Snappin' and Silly Billy left on the line. And Maysky's finally been given their first death. 10-1.
Yeah, hanging out now. Ooh, we're going to switch to Vagar, but he got taken out really quickly, so we're now back on Reality. He's going to go into the middle. Picks up the dash. Reality takes out Snappin' off screen. Maysky takes out Mortar. Ooh, sliding into a grenade throw there is not going to be great for Zeke, because he's going to have to push back and not get taken out just yet. Going to wait around the corner for them. Ooh, all 3 members of Fisher College right there, though. Not exactly a great matchup for him.
Silly Billy would get taken, or Silly Billy to take out Zeke, and Reality, excuse me, it looks like Mortar and Vagar are the only ones alive. Currently, Vagar will take down Rhett CW, but immediately get taken down by Maysky, who's 12-1 right now, with the D-Snappin's gonna kind of send the flag into mid for Boise State. Boise State really needs to return on this, can't afford to go down another one.
Ooh, Mortar taken out there is going to try and recover the flag, which Boise State successfully does, which is good for them. They do not want to lose another flag, as you talked about, so they're just Not really in a position to push either. They've really just been stuck on defense here.
Oh! We see the battle of the melees come up, and it looks like Vhagar will win that against Maesky, giving them their second death, putting them at 13-2. True Mortar and Reality are down. It is up to Vhagar and Zeke to kind of defend the flag, and if they fall, that might be a potential flag grab for Rhett, Maesky, and Silly Billy. Definitely looks like they're rotating for it.
Yeah. Ooh, Mortar able to take out Silly Billy. Reality going into fight there. Mortar able to help him out a little bit. With an enemy sitting in blue utility, the flag is not safe just yet. Ooh, Mortar getting hit from behind, though. Oh, and from both sides.
Looks like as we kind of go around here, this is the semifinals, and this will be the round to break the tie between Boise State and Fisher right now. Boise State took Slayer Live Fire, and Fisher took Streets Oddball, and at this point, it looks like they're pretty close to taking Aquarius capture the flag here, with 2 flags up on Boise State, 6 minutes and 53 seconds remaining.
Ooh, Reality and Mortar are taken out, and the flag is taken from Boise State there. They're now going to have to try and go as quickly as possible over there and take it out before it gets captured. Vhagar has sightlines, able to take out Rhett, who is carrying it, but it's not safe just yet. It's in a dangerous little corridor there for Boise State to try and return.
Nade spam.
Which Reality is going to run in there and try and get as close to the flag as possible.
Reality's got nerves of steel walking into the nade hallway.
Yeah, never a good idea in Halo unless you really feel like it. And it looks like he was taken out.
Now True Mortar, only member left alive. Against Rhett, CW, Maesky, and Silly Billy here. We see a fight breaking out in yellow utility, yellow courtyard. True Mortar will be taken out, but Vhagar, Reality, and Zeke have respawned, and Maesky's out of the game, 14-5.
Zeke going to push forward with Vhagar there. They're going to try and go up the side. Might get the opening that they need, but same as them, Fisher College is trying to move up towards center where they might get a chance to grab the flag. Let's see. Reality rotating through middle right now, looking for the blue team members.
So it looks like 5 minutes and 39 seconds remaining as the flag kind of gets taken. It looks like Boise State should be able to... No! They're going to have to kill that flag carrier as it gets just kind of yeeted into the middle. Somebody stop him. It looks like Silly Billy will get taken out, but Maesky, Rhett, and D-Snappin are going to try to finish what they started, and Vhagar is down for the side of Boise State, so we're watching Reality rotate through blue courtyard with no line of sight on the flag carrier right now.
Fisher College does have the control of the flag. Luckily, Reality is able to take out Rhett, but it's right above their spawn area, which is not a good spot for Boise State to have to try and recover the flag right now. Vhagar takes out Silly Billy right after Silly Billy takes out Reality. Ooh, and Vhagar gets taken out by Snappin. Boise State isn't in the position yet to grab the flag, and so it's taken once again by Fisher College all the way up. Ooh, unfortunately,
not able to stop it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, it's okay. Let's see.
Mortar's not able to stop it. This is Boise State down 3, 4 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. They're going to have to get a flag one every minute. Reality and Vhagar are going to go down, so it's up to True Mortar and Zeke to kind of defend against Maesky and Silly Billy, and now Rhett, CW.
Once again, Fisher College trying to sneak by, not really letting Mortar, Vhagar, Reality, or Zeke get any openings that they need right now, as they've just been like purely on defense. This entire time, the closest time they got to the flag is when Mortar was trying to stop a flag from being taken. Looks like, though, Boise State managed to grab... Was that? No, Maesky. Maesky grabbed the flag.
Vhagar's just going to throw it away.
Try his best to prevent them from getting a point immediately. Ooh, Reality's able to take out 2 members of Fisher College. Ooh, but gets taken out by a grenade. Oh, the flag is returned to Fisher College, and they're able to capture another flag. They're now 1 away from getting the round.
And Boise State still 4 behind with 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining. We're watching Reality's perspective as they sneak in through. Will they win the 1v1? it looks like they are going to win the 1v1 against Mayski. Taking the flag. Now it's time to take it back through corridor into yellow base, yellow utility. And now we're just rotating straight through the high ground, through top mid. Now going a little bit through the side through Hydro. This might be the comeback that Boise State is looking for, as we have to kind of go back, grab the flag, get on top of the boxes. Feels like maybe a little bit of support might be necessary there. No, not a little bit of support is had, and blue base got to simultaneously return the flag and capture the enemy flag. That's Reality's current debate.
Which, unfortunately for Reality, he isn't quite able to hide behind there as he's trying to get the barrier, but he does manage to capture the flag, giving Boise State the first point that they need to try and take this back. Unfortunately, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. They're definitely going to need to be as quick as possible here if they want to be able to push it back in their favor and get these last 3 points they need.
It's about one flag capture every 30 seconds-ish.
Yeah.
Which Boise State did that last one in under 30 seconds, so, you know, theoretically doable.
Yep. Let's see. Tries to take out a couple members of Fisher College, but Reality's taken out. Vagar's taken out by Silly Billy, and then True Mortar goes down as well, leaving Reality and Zeke there trying to take out members of Fisher College from afar.
So we do kind of see some fighting there in top mid. Mayski's going to end up getting taken out. Rhett CW is going to take out Zeke. And so it is just True Mortar and Vagar currently alive against D-Snap and Rhett and Mayski. Silly Billy's going to go down to True Mortar. And at this point, now might be no, 3-on-3. Now it looks like there's a little bit of a flag push in Hydro.
Ooh, Rhett's taken out by Reality. He's going for his next kill. He gets snapping as well. Now just protecting the base as best he can. Trying to avoid Fisher College. Ooh. Unfortunately, he's taken out by Mayski. The sleeper menace of the game right now. Who does manage to grab... Looks like Vagar managed to grab the flag.
Rhett CW will get taken down by Vagar. Vagar just kind of pulled that out to stop them from getting the ability to score, as the Eagle flag is going to get returned, and it looks like red flag, the Cobra flag, is currently kind of like under contested. Boise State is trying to kind of like see what we can do to contest. It looks like right now Vagar's just getting a lot of eliminations, just kind of farming off of this flag return. You know, got the triple kill, kind of left things up to Reality. Reality's going to get taken down now. It's just all on Zeke in these final 41 seconds to try to stop this final flag capture.
It's unfortunate because it's either going to be a timeout or a flag capture right now, and it looks like Fisher College is going to take the round.
So, okay, capture the flag was not close. But oddball definitely was. There were even points where Boise State looked like they were going to win or take it back. So I do think this next round is fully within Boise State's capability to kind of take over, because each team has had something that they pretty dominantly won. For Boise State, that was Slayer Live Fire. And for Fisher, that was Aquarius Capture the Flag. So both teams have areas where they are very strong. And with this, with this best of 5, we might see some kind of like rotating of the game modes. So we might see Slayer played a second time, which I think would really benefit Boise State. And oddball on streets, I really think could have gone either team's way, because for the beginning section, Boise State definitely took that. So we're still in this. I expect it to go all 5 maps.
Yeah, I definitely think it could go that way, because Boise State, I really think the reason that they struggled so much in this capture the flag match that we had was just Fisher College did a really good job of keeping them on the defensive, which obviously, if you're forced to defend and you lose multiple points and you can't actually get on the offense, then you can't win that game mode. And that's definitely something that's going to be really, just hard for them. But I do think that Slayer, if they can get back to that, would be helpful.
So this is Live Fire Strongholds, which Live Fire was Boise State's pretty dominant victory. So this might be the time for Boise State to kind of tie this up. If we can't, we just kind of lose the best of 5. But if we can, we take them to map number 5, which would be Slayer, where Boise State would have the advantage.
Yeah, and this is, as we saw, it was a really strong map for Boise State. Just a lot of openings. I don't think Fisher College was really able to pin them down like they were in Aquarius and Streets. So I think we'll definitely see a bit better outcome for Boise State. I don't know if it'll be contested a lot, but I definitely could see this going in their advantage pretty quickly.
I do want to say, while Livefire feels like one of their stronger maps, it does feel like Strongholds is one of the weaker Boise State modes.
Yeah.
I think occasionally, sometimes we struggle to like manage the 3 objectives, so it'll kind of be interesting.
It does force a lot of rotating.
Yes, it'll be interesting kind of seeing what strategies Boise State comes out with on Livefire, which is their favorite map, but Strongholds, which is not their favorite mode.
Yeah, I think it could start out a little rough, but I bet that over time, Boise State, just because it is a map they like, as long as they can kind of get the just feeling of how Fisher College handles this game mode, they can probably take it from them.
I also do think that if Boise State takes this map, I think Boise State is looking like 70% they'll be able to take Slayer.
Yeah. Boise State going to capture B. Just going to be a good advantage for them to get the start here. But it looks like C is being taken by Fisher College as we speak.
Currently, it looks like there's kind of some contesting in A. Reality did what they could. It looks like Vagar, Mortar, and Zeke are kind of going against D-Snap and Maskey and Silly Billy for points A and C. Boise State needs to take one of them to kind of start earning some points here. It looks like A is going to be taken, so Boise State in possession of A and B, earning points. 2 and climbing. Not quite getting the third there because, you know, a couple of members are just kind of skating on into point A.
Yeah. Ooh, Reality trying to defend, gets Maskey taken out, but is taken out by Rhett as I say that. And they're able, Fisher College captures B, is going to go for A. Luckily for Boise State, they capture C in the nick of time to not give them that huge point advantage from all 3 strongholds.
So it looks like we kind of see a little bit of a firefight happening over Overlook. Woo! Vagar will get taken out. Reality, we are now spectating as they run through Yard in Overlook. It looks like they're going to end up taking down the... No, not quite. They're going to get taken down here, sending us 2 to 29, still climbing. Fisher College is maintaining pretty dominant control of A, and they're switching between B and C.
Looks like Boise State's going to start trying to take capture of A as Vagar is trying to take out a couple people. It's now just Reality who's going to try and defend, but has to back off as just almost all the players there were on B. Now giving them the advantage is now 40-2. Fisher College's favor right now.
But Boise State has point A. So if we can defend point A and maybe get a rotation onto B or C, and right as I say that, A is going to get taken. Boise State making the move over to B to kind of stop Fisher College from getting all 3, but they're still climbing 54, and Boise State hasn't been able to get past 2 yet.
They trade once again for strongholds there, with Fisher College controlling A and C. Boise State controlling B right now. Reality trying to go in, take out a couple people, but Maskey gets to him before he can fully take out the defense around A. Going through tower here. Zeke just hanging out, capturing C for Boise State. Oh, but B's going to be taken from them.
Looks like A and B currently belong to Fisher College, while C, actually, it looks like A is going to be to Boise State, but we're not earning points because C is contested and immediately taken. Boise State only able to maintain consistent control of one of the 3 points as we continue to rotate around the map. Down 82.
Ooh, gonna go for B once again. True Mortar and Vagar just gonna work together to defend it.
Okay, so now 6 and climbing. Boise State has A and B. Now it's time to kind of try to get on the defensive. And it looks like True Mortar's going to ping somebody in house elbow. Rhett's going to go down immediately to Zeke E. And then in Yard, Vagar will get taken down, but Reality, True Mortar, and Zeke are still on the defensive as A is contested. Boise State is not currently earning points. It'll be up to True Mortar to win the 1v1. They're not able to do it, but we're going to see if Reality can kind of finish what they started. No, not quite. They are also going to go down. Rhett, Maskey, no, now just Maskey and Silly Billy against Vagar, True Mortar, and Zeke. 27 and climbing still. They've managed to hold on to point A versus 87 to Fisher College. Pretty big lead to make up.
Luckily for them, though, they are still holding fast with A and B right now, able to start climbing up, hitting 40, which is a little bit under halfway to go for them. B is going to start getting contested, though, as True Mortar's just going to go sit there for a second, not let them really increase the points, takes out Maeskey, and helps take out Snappin in the distance, helping out Reality there. Ooh, as Zeke starts to go for C, allowing Boise State to go for the triple point capture there.
Now's the time where Boise State's going to start making up a large amount of that gap. 61 to 87. A is under contest. They will get taken, but Boise State still has control of B and C. So we're still going up 68-69 versus 87. C is under contest, so somebody's got to do something here pretty quickly, it looks like. Unless Boise State lose and begin. Yep, okay. A and C belong to Fisher College now. 72 to 90, though. Not as big of a gap. Not the biggest gap we've dealt with this match.
Yeah, it's definitely doable for Boise State here. Looks like Fisher College is going to take B, but Vagar was able to help take Stronghold A, allowing Boise State to keep them from getting the 3-point advantage right now. True Mortar's going to slide out, try and throw some grenades here. Zeke takes out Maeskey. Mortar not really seeing anyone. Might be able to take the point or just let someone else do it and go on a rampage.
Going to get de-snapping before we kind of maybe think about rotating back to point. We see now Fisher College contesting A, so Boise State's not currently earning points. Well, Boise State is able to knock them off, though, so Boise State in possession of A and B. It feels like A is a strong site for Boise State. 81 catching up to 109. Fisher College still in the lead.
Mortar going after Silly Billy right there, taking him out. Boise State holding strong with A and B. Takes out Snapping as well, just kind of holding this little spot here to help control B. Looks like they hit the 100 mark. They're very close to overtaking Fisher College now. 104, 105. Ooh, nice hit there.
Pops the shield, going to go after them in tunnel. Boise State still in possession of A and B. 112 versus 109. Boise State has taken the lead after a massive deficit. And now as we enter like the halfway point of the game, things are looking good for Boise State here.
Ooh, trade there with Zeke taking out Snappin', but getting taken out by Rhett.
No, A is under contest. Boise State got to rotate back and kind of stop that. A is definitely their strongest stronghold, and it will be captured. A and C belong to Fisher College. 111 paused right there as Boise State is trying to cap C, while point B is under contest by Fisher College. Man, well, goodbye. This just kind of feels like back and forth right now. Somebody's got to get on point B for Boise State because we're paused. 130, 111.
Ooh,
now the pause is over.
Getting the double kill, though. Able to take out a couple members, giving Boise State the advantage of numbers right now as they're going to push over to B.
Ooh, some nade spam. Going to end up taking down Vagar there, 130 to 126. 128 and climbing. Fisher College is looking to try to take back their lead in possession of A and B, and Boise State not in any position to contest with only Vagar alive. So 138 and climbing. This is the smaller lead that Boise State has had to come back from. I still believe in them. If Boise State can get onto A, I think we can turn this around.
Yeah, Boise State currently sitting just a little under, well, like a little over 20 points behind, but they're just kind of sitting here. Looks like Reality was able to take out someone. Snapping goes down, but Silly Billy takes out Reality and Mortar.
He sees him behind the grove. And then we do see Zeke just kind of rotating to point A, going to get that back for Boise State, hopefully sending some nade spam. Strongholds A and C belong to Boise State, but C is under contest. So at this point, Zeke is defending on Overlook, will get taken down from the back left, and Fisher College is now in possession of B and C. So Boise State is looking for their next way in as the gap only continues to widen. 178 to 130 in Fisher College's advantage.
Ooh, Zeke alone right now, going up to B, trying to take out a few people, but they run out of his way, so no hard feelings here as he's just going to sit on B. Which is good for him as Fisher College has taken A. So close!
A, B, and C belong to Fisher College, and you kind of see that ticking up here. Now 205 out of 250 here. Boise State contesting A and B, but it looks like A is going to continue to be contested and maybe even taken, so kind of slowing the gains from Fisher College, but they really need to kind of stop the bleeding here and cap B, and it looks like they're definitely doing that. 130 to 216, now 131 and climbing. Boise State needs to play a strong defensive game.
Ooh, Zeke taking out Maeskey there, helping secure A and B for Boise State, allowing them to start regain a little bit of what they've lost right now. Ooh, unfortunate for reality. He's taken out.
Zeke's the only member alive for Boise State right now versus D-Snap and Maskey and Silly Billy. Zeke, Carey really coming alive there. Boise State lasted until Reality, True Mortar, and Vagar all could respawn. Now there are members for Boise State to defend A and B, but somebody's got to get on B. Otherwise, it's going to get taken by Fisher College. 217 and climbing. Boise State only at 157.
Vagar rotating over to A, wanting to make sure that Fisher College doesn't get on A and get the 3 points that they need. Zeke is going to push over to B, begin to try and capture it, but he knows that people are around, so he's trying to be really careful. Doesn't see the person crouching in the corner over there and is going to get taken out.
Oh, Reality's going to trade there. Now 2 members alive for each team. Rhett and Silly Billy versus Vagar and True Mortar. Looks like Vagar and True Mortar are going to come out on top here. 163 and climbing versus 236. Boise State is in the thick of it. This is their defensive game to win, to kind of turn us around and take us to a map 5, 172. Reality and True Mortar respawn versus D-Snap and Maskey and Silly Billy, currently down 1. Reality goes down. Zeke respawns. Now it's 2-on-1 versus D-Snap, and Boise State still in possession of A and B.
Ooh, some grenade spam going in favor of Zeke there, able to take out Snappin', defending point B, but it looks like point A is going to be taken unless someone can stop it.
No!
Ooh, Fisher College now having the advantage once again, 10 points away from taking it if Boise State can't get in there quickly and stop them.
Oh, Zeke definitely was trying, but with them going down, that might be point A going down. Somebody's on point C, though, but so's Fisher on point B. And it looks like that point B capture will come out before the point C capture, so it looks like Fisher College is going to take our best of 5 tonight. But I got to be honest, Streets Oddball and Stronghold's Livefire could have gone either way.
Oh, yeah, they were both really close. Teams just flipping back and forth every time. I think it just became just a set of unfortunate circumstances there for Boise State where they weren't able to quite pull through.
Just barely on 2 maps. So honestly, not a bad performance at all in the semifinals against Fisher, who is seeded number 1. So to close out the match, do you have anybody that you'd kind of like to nominate for player of the game?
I think that in like the games that we really did well in and were super close to winning, it was a lot. I would say True Mortar did a lot of just heavy lifting for the team in those scenarios. He just had a lot of really solid plays that allowed Boise State to push through and get a couple of the points that they needed where they were so close to winning.
Of course. I do think True Mortar is kind of like, you know, the obvious choice, the top fragger for Boise State, right? But I'd also like to highlight Vagar for my player of the game, because they very specifically did things strategically. They were usually the first elimination on all 4 maps, kind of like getting the first blood, kind of getting the Boise State's foot in the door. And while they weren't the top fragger, it did feel like they played the most objectives.
Yeah, Vagar definitely had some good objective play overall. I would agree with that. I think Mortar kind of helped with that too, but most of the time he was just focused on the eliminations, so that way he could clear it for the other team. Both solid picks, I think, you know.
So we'll find out here in a second who the player of the game is. While we're waiting for that, do you have any kind of like, oh, no, we're going to get right into it and watch some of the player of the game replays here on Streets, which is actually the map that Boise State, Livefire, excuse me, which is actually the map that Boise State took pretty dominantly on Slayer. So we're kind of see lot. Oh my gosh! And it looks like Vagar will be our player of the game, proving that, at least for tonight, objective time is more impressive than fragging out. The player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Vagar is your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game and an amazing asset to the Boise State Halo team.
Ooh, you can see a couple of the just really solid double kills he got in Oddball there that really helped the team when they needed it the most.
And this is the True Mortar kind of popping off on Livefire. It looks like they're going to take somebody out on Nest, I believe, and then just kind of
and there he
goodbye.
Goes.
There's not ground there. Excuse me. Pardon me. DJ Snappin's going to take out Zeke. And with that, I do think we got to see a lot of what made Boise State have such a good showing tonight, but also a little bit of why they ended up going 1-3. And honestly, I don't think you can be very upset about Boise State's performance tonight, because 2 of those maps could have easily gone either way.
Yeah, I think they really tried their best, and they had some really good, like, pushbacks there. And I think that's, like, to their credit, like, probably one of the best things, because in a lot of games, like, if one team just has such an insurmountable, like, advantage, it's so hard to come back from. So I think Boise State did such an incredible job of, like, proving that wrong. I mean, for a while when I was sitting there on Oddbell, I was like, there's no way. And then when they did manage to overtake it for a while, I was like, oh, I think that might actually go in their favor. And then, unfortunately, just, you know, a couple, like, missed plays there, and Fisher College was able to just lock down the defense again. But the fact that they did manage to prove us wrong a couple times there was impressive.
Unfortunately, we were debated. And with that, we do have our top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who is a proud supporter of Boise State esports. Like I said, top plays are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming and stick around, because we've got some ECAC Rocket League quarterfinals action after this. Ike.
You take really strong players from disparate communities and you put them together on teams with expert coaching.
So you mean to tell me, by all the hands in the room, everybody in here is that top 2%?
It's ultimate, it's a 1v1, and Prestige does it!
It's not every day that you're a kid like me and you get to have this experience.
Something, he gets one.
This boot camp is really about finding out every weakness.
There's no such thing as a big mistake at this level.
I have people in the crowd there cheering my name on. I have to give them a show.
That feeling of just being up on stage and having a whole crowd of people, it's unbeatable.
1v1, but... Oh, why would you pick him?
I love this. I want to do this every day.
Another hit!
You didn't make a choice, so you were just looking at things.
If you want to go pro, sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Jump up and down, you're a crowd, you're a caster. It's a transformational experience.
That was a light switch, and now I see what it's all about.
A lot of players here right now are caught up in winning their tournaments 5-10 years down the road. They're not going to remember who won.
welcome back into the Boise State Esports Arena. As promised, we're still on the ECAC grind, but we've transitioned from Halo over to Rocket League. We are now in the quarterfinals versus Delaware. Delaware is seed number 14, and Boise State is seed 11. And we'll get to it in a second, but there's some interesting things going on with seeds. I am your host, Colby D'Angelo Alloway, and joining me to call all of the action is Audrey Norris. So as we transition into Rocket League from Halo, what's the most important thing to keep track of?
I think one of the most important things, especially for the team overall, to keep track of is rotations. One of the biggest killers for any Rocket League team is a team who doesn't know where all their players are. If you don't have someone watching the goal, that's going to end badly for you. So watching your rotations on who's where is probably one of the most important things.
Great. And, you know, that's fair if you can't ever leave an empty net, right? And I touched a little bit about it, but currently the top 8 seeds have been taken out of this tournament. So Boise State being seed 11 is actually pretty big in this tournament versus 14. And it looks like Boise State won round 1. So we're joining the best of 7 round 2. And it looks like Odds is going to go ahead and score on Boise State here, getting the first goal of our second map.
Just a quick bounce. Hoosh wasn't quite able to recover. So we're going to go into the next kickoff.
1-1, 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. This has been a fast-paced game.
Oh, absolutely there. Ooh, Baynock gets a touch, though. Odds is going to try and fire back, but Boise State doesn't let them. Oh, it's going to go to the goal, though, or go near it. Lions trying to gain control. Once again, wow, it's already flying all around right now.
So as the ball kind of gets sent over to the side, we see Hoosh go up and try to challenge it, send things mid. It looks like they will send things right over to Mr. Kiddo, and then it looks like Kiddo's going to bounce it. Baynock's trying to contest. It looks like Lions, I believe, is going to be the one that saves that and sends it all the way over to Baynock, who knocks it right into TJ, but Lions is there to kind of follow up. Lions, Baynock, best duo, question mark? Are we going to be able to get a goal off of this? It looks like not quite yet as things go back over into the blue.
Ooh, goal's open a little bit right now as TJ's trying to go in, but Baynock and Hoosh rotate back. But it's not enough as that Odds goes straight in for the goal once again.
Somebody needs to stop Odds. We're only like a minute, 30 seconds in, and it does feel like there's an MVP.
Ooh, Baynock was so close there, too.
It's a little too fast.
Yeah, next kickoff, only 3 minutes with 2-1 in Delaware's favor. Oh, gonna get a demo off on TJ.
Big demo. Lions in possession of the ball, going to kind of send things up. It looks like Odds is going to send that away, kind of save Lions' shot there. TJ's going to send it right to Hoosh, though, who's going to send it right back. We have a little bit of a kind of a bounce back and forth in the corner here. Baynock is going to see what he can do, try to get a goal there. Lions is just barely going to touch it, but it's just going to go too far to the left. And so now it's in possession of Mr. Kiddo. Now Odds, and that's an empty net. Somebody stop him. And it looks like Lions is going to go ahead and do just that and get a clear, but then a massive counter clear, and Mr. Kiddo gets demoed by Lions.
Ooh, TJ tries to contest the ball with Hoosh, but it kind of goes up in the air, leaving Kiddo and Baynock to try and recover. Mr. Kiddo sends it to the middle. Hoosh knocks it away, but Odds is lying in wait. Luckily, does not bounce near him, allowing Baynock to try and recover the ball for Boise State.
And it looks like Odds is going to kind of try to send things over.
Oh.
Baynock is back to defend, but it looks like Hoosh is going to touch it first and ruin all of Odds' plans. But immediately after that, they're going to get demoed by Mr. Kiddo, which is the cost. Baynock trying to score, but with both of their team members demoed, they're not going to be able to do it. But Hoosh comes back. Baynock comes back. They might have a shot on goal if we could just get TJ to stop touching.
TJ knocks the ball a little bit over a Boise State player. Hoosh is able to rebound, but Odds goes for the goal.
Just a little bit to the right.
Barely misses it, though, allowing Hoosh to recover and take it over to Delaware's side. Ooh, not quite set up for the goal that he wants, though. Oh, Lions tries to go in. Just barely off position for where he needs to get the goal, as it's now on Boise State's side.
And we see Hoosh kind of rotating back to the, ooh, a perfectly timed touch. That was 2v1 right there. And now it's Lions and Odds both trying to get to the ball. It looks like Odds, they're just bouncing it back and forth. Hoosh has joined the mosh pit in the corner there. Baynock, we see waiting a little bit further mid for the shot setup. Hoosh is going to send it into the air, and no, just a little bit too far left to be a goal, but sends it back to Baynock, and Baynock's going to tie this up 2-2 with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining.
Ooh, yeah, just nice rebound there. Baynock capitalizing on it, able to get the goal with TJ just barely out of reach to block it. Gonna go into the next kickoff. Hoosh tries to contest it, but TJ gets a nice shot on goal. Baynock was there to block it, though. Not gonna let a repeat of what Odds did to them earlier. Ooh, Lion launches it over to Delaware's side. TJ is now gonna try an aerial dribble with Hoosh able to bounce it over Delaware's team.
It looks like as we kind of send things into the air, TJ is going to go ahead and touch the ball and send it main. Lions is going to kind of send it a little bit further into the orange, but now TJ in possession, going to send it over to the blue. Hoosh and Baynock rushing to get the touch. It looks like Hoosh is going to be able to get that touch, pass it to Lions right in front of the goal. TJ's not able to get a score right as Hoosh gets a demo onto Odds. Now might be the time for Boise State to make a move and break this tie. Hoosh is definitely trying. Baynock gets that second touch, sends it over into the corner. No goal yet as TJ gets a massive clear.
Ooh, Kiddo tries to go for the shot. Now 15 seconds left. Both teams at 2-2. They really want to get a shot. TJ's going to try and go for it. It's launched over to their side. Odds having to defend as it goes towards the middle. Lions going in for one desperate shot. Baynock tries to hit it. Lions
there it is!
rebounds it, giving Boise State 3-2.
I don't think
2
they do it.
seconds left. Unless they can bounce it over Boise State on kickoff.
Way to be, Lions. I think you've won us round 2, even though there's 2 seconds remaining. I don't know if Delaware can win this off the 50-50.
Going into the kickoff, Lions just bounces it away from them. It's now up in the air. They just need it to touch the ground, which Hoosiers trying his
spike
best.
it down.
Trying to get the spike. Baynock, just for the fun of it, gets a final score on 0 seconds.
What an amazing score. We see Lions and then we see Baynock scoring within the final 2 seconds into overtime. Man, that was what Delaware needed to try to tie things up. Baynock says, how about I flex on you all? And then it's Boise State up 2 against Delaware.
You know, what's interesting about that is you can see here that Boise State had the better side control overall and more shots, but Delaware for a while was actually on the, had just the advantage for a while, which is interesting, and a lot of demos on their side too. One teammate just going for all of them, I guess.
And Boise State definitely got a lot of very important demos at that last goal. I believe it was Odds that was demoed, which kind of let Boise State go in there. And we didn't see map 1, but map 1 actually went to overtime. So while 2-0 in a best of 7, that looks a little bit deceptive right now because both of these maps have been super close.
Oh, yeah.
Map 1 went into overtime. Map 2, the final goal was scored within the final 2 seconds. And then Baynock decided to double the score. So, I mean, this game's a lot more complicated than 4-2 would lead you to believe.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we're kind of going back and forth between gameplay. I mean, a 0-0 going to overtime suggests that no one was really able to get in a solid touch on goal. But then the first game that we hop into, it's already 1-1 by the time we get there, and it's just going boom, 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 immediately. It's man, what happened between the first game? Just both teams were all right, we got to try and change some things up. Which maybe was just mistakes or something. Makes you wonder if they just got sloppy right there at the beginning.
Gamer fuel kicked in. That's my go-to.
Looks like Kiddo's going to try and get the first touch
Lions
on kickoff.
Defend. Great save.
Good Lions defend. TJ's going to tap it to Odds, but Lions is no. We're not letting that happen again.
Never again, says Lions. And Lions is going to go ahead and send it right over to Odds, actually, but who's on the defensive. Hoosh is going to bounce it off the backboard. Baynock is going to bounce it right over to Hoosh. Hoosh is going to try to pass it to Lions, but that pass is ruined by Mr. Kiddo running up through the side and gets a massive clear over on the Boise side of the field. Lions now on the defensive.
Ooh, TJ tries to go in for the shot, but it's a little bit too high up with Lions there waiting. Odds tries to go in for the bounce, and Baynock deflects it away. Hoosh able to get a nice aerial touch there, tries to get it to goal.
There it is!
Waterfalls it down, giving Boise State the first goal of the game.
Only 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. Yeah, that was pretty. Gets a second touch and then an explosion of fish. 4 minutes and 17 seconds, within the first minute.
Fitting for the waterfall goal that he got in there, showing off all the little fish.
Lions is going to send things over to Odds, who defends, but Hoosh is over there waiting in the wings, trying to get a score, trying to set Lions up. Lions is not going to end up getting that goal. It will be saved, but things are still over on the orange side of the field, so Baynock and Lions have another shot here. But TJ's looking to get a big clear, which they do, sending things all the way over into the blue, but Lions is already waiting and wait to pounce on that defense. Not able to defend the second time around, and Mr. Kiddo's going to tie things up.
Ooh, that was such a nasty goal, too, because in a way, Hoosh being there did not help at all. It just kind of made it easier for him to reflect the ball into the goal there.
3 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. We are tied 1-1. Man, this is feeling way different than
TJ.
first round, would have you believe.
Oh my
TJ
gosh.
gets a shot on goal. Lions gets the touch, though. We're not too worried about it. And Mr. Kiddo's going to kind of send things down mid. Baynock is going to demo Mr. Kiddo, so now might be the time for Boise State to make a move with that massive disruption in their rotations.
Kiddo goes in for another tight shot. Hoosh barely deflecting it as he goes into the goal. Baynock trying to clear it, but Delaware is not having it, just trying to keep it on Boise State's side as much as possible here. Lions clears
says
it.
no.
Nice shot on goal there.
So, okay. I think Delaware was a little bit too aggressive there. They didn't have anybody that could stop that goal on net. We see it from, I believe that's Mr. Kiddo's perspective. And then
there.
Odds is just like, I can't even get close. And Boise State's going to break the tie 2-1. 3 minutes and 21 seconds remaining.
We're going to go into kickoff here. Lions tries to contest, gets past Odds, able to get it over to Delaware's side. But Kiddo's going to go in for the first attempt on goal there. Bounces off the backboard. Baynock barely saving it. Oh, as Kiddo and TJ are trying to go in once again. Baynock's just going to clear it, though. He's like, no more close calls. That's too much.
Going to take Lions right there with him. We see the duo. TJ's going to get a massive clear, but Hoosh is there just to get demoed. Oh, no! Lions has now made it back to get the defense going up the sidewall. Some pretty impressive aerial dribbling, I got to say. And then I believe that was Baynock that was there just in time to pop things back up. And then we kind of see things over on the side. TJ getting the pop up. Now this time, there is no member to kind of... Lions is defending in the goal, but there is no member currently to follow up off of that backboard. Mr. Kiddo and TJ are going to go wide, send things back into Boise State's corner. Full defensive Boise State right now.
Odds gets over to Kiddo. Kiddo's not quite in position, allowing Lions to get it away from the goal.
I almost had a stroke.
He's going to try and clear it. Oh, TJ bounces it away from him, though. Oh, past Baynock. There's an open goal.
Stop it!
Mr. Kiddo!
MVP of this match, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
Tying things up with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining, 2-2. We kind of see Mr. Kiddo just like, oh, sure. I'll go ahead and take that. And Baynock's like, you fiend. You foul fiend. Cause sees it, but wasn't able to get there fast enough.
Ooh, 2-2, now tied at 2 minutes at this, as we go into this kickoff here. Hoosh goes for a nice shot, but Odds was there to block it. Now trying to bounce it over. Lions is trying to clear it away from Boise State's side. TJ's laying in wait, but gets demoed. Going over to Hoosh now.
Off that demo, massive clear is going to happen. We're going to kind of see things bounce back and forth in the midfield as we get sent back to the next, like, 50. No, not the 50-50, excuse me. TJ's going to send things over into the corner straight to Baynock, who's trying to get a big clear. Kind of bouncing it off the skybox there, but then immediately passes it to Hoosh, who's looking for the next target to pass it to.
Odds just trying to get a setup there. Kiddo shoots it towards the goal. Lions is there, though. Not going to let that goal go through as Baynock and Lions work together to try and protect the goal. Odds isn't quite able to get past them. Kiddo's trying to set up for a shot. But Baynock goes under him and is able to get the goal. Now putting Boise State back in the lead, 3-2.
So as we kind of set up for this next 50-50, I believe there are 2 minutes and 50-something seconds remaining as we kind of back up. No, 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining. I was a full minute in the past here. Boise State only up 1, though. Still lots of Rocket League left to get played in these quarterfinals.
Hoosh going up to bounce the ball over to Baynock. Baynock isn't able to elevate quick enough, though, so Lions tries to pick it up. TJ launches it over to Boise State's side. The goal was empty there for a moment as we hit 1 minute remaining. Boise State now just has to keep it over on their side, maybe get a goal. Kind of an empty goal there. TJ trying to get into a spot, but Kiddo's able to dribble it away over to Boise State's side there.
So it looks like as we kind of send things over, Lions is going to go ahead and get a pretty big clear with the assistance of Hoosh there in the air, bouncing it back and forth to TJ. Baynock is trying to get set up to score, but then there's a massive clear for Mr. Kiddo. Somebody stop them from getting the goal. Lions says heard. 30 seconds remaining. Boise State still in the lead. They might be able to take round 3 here unless Delaware works really well under pressure.
Who's trying to dribble the ball away from goal. Kiddo trying to capitalize on it, but he was able to just barely get it away. Lions now aerial dribbling with Hoosh, who pops it up, but Odds is there waiting. Ooh. He tries to bounce it off the side. 2 shots on goal, but not quite landing where they want it. Lions now with 5 seconds on the board, just trying to control the ball. Gonna maybe just just sit it there, not
Wasn't
let it
even
move.
in the air.
He's
Just like
no, you can sit there.
You stay on the field. Stay on the field.
Yep.
And with this, Boise State is now at match point in the best of 7. What does this graph tell you?
Well, what's interesting is it was in Boise State's favor a lot last time. I mean, not like a ton, but it was definitely in their favor. Delaware, though, kind of pushed away with side control and total shots here. I mean, they took a lot more shots. Obviously, did not get more scores than Boise State, but it's interesting to see how much it flipped more on Delaware's side, even though they didn't actually take the round.
I want to say, with 73% of the total shots taken and losing the round, I want to say Lions carried that map with the most saves.
Oh, yeah, Lions was just sitting there. He was like, no, we're not letting this happen again. Nice try, Odds. Nice try, Kiddo. we watched those. We're not letting it happen anymore, which is very important. You don't want to let good adapting for the Boise State team there.
Because Lions has also been one of the primary scorers, but in that match, they were the primary defender, which was ultimately the biggest deal there for Lions, I think.
Yeah, because just so many shots were taken. I think that a lot of that, too, it looked like there was going to be an open goal for them to play into, because a lot of times Lions was just to the side, which I think helped them because they took a lot just riskier, farther back shots, and Lions just kind of zoomed in and went, no. It's like, I'm actually here, I swear.
Absolutely not. I'm in the net.
It's like, we got this.
Boise State, match point off this first 50-50.
Oh, goes in Odds' favor.
Hoosh
that was
stops him.
close, though. Nice job, Hoosh, being able to defend the goal and knock it over to Delaware's side. Kiddo's going to try and recover. Baynock bounces it away. A couple cars go flying, trying to gain control right now. A couple collisions there, too, as it goes into the goal. Oh,
and you saw the members of Boise State just kind of drive right past the ball's flight path, I think.
Yeah, Hoosh Baynock. Hoosh just trying his best to get near the ball.
All right, though. Delaware going up in round 4, 1-0. 4 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. Delaware's got the tall order of a reverse sweep, though. I think Boise State can take this match point back.
Yeah, that was a quick goal, but it was definitely an unlucky one. Ooh, TJ's going to try and set up Lions! That was close there. Nice defense. Baynock coming in to back him up as it's stuck on Boise State's side there for a second. TJ trying to do something with it and it getting knocked away. Odds, though, is just once again trying to be the goal fiend. Oh, but it bounces to Kiddo.
Too many bounces for Boise State to keep track of. Boise State now down 2 within the first minute of the game. Delaware took their gamer juice in between those 30 seconds when we were on break. They're like, you know what? This is for emergencies only.
Let's make those shots count. We had 73% last time. Let's make that 73% shots taken and scored. Ooh, as TJ goes in for another one. Hoosh defending this time. Lions there to back him up. Trying to knock it over to Delaware's side. Odds once again there to block them.
Baynock is driving a tank, not a car.
Yeah. I mean, it's got 2 back wheels. It's definitely...
That's a total of 6 wheels on that car, just, as an aside. Lions is going to send things over to Baynock and then bounce. This might be the setup for a Boise State score. It looks like Mr. Kiddo's going to kind of ruin that, but all 3 members of Boise State are not in goal. They're all on the offensive. Boise State needs to get a goal out of this as we're just kind of bouncing things back and forth, and the ball's almost stuck in this corner. As
bouncing it off the top there, though.
Oh, Lions is set up the best, I think.
Oh, not quite where they want it.
There, though.
Now they're going to have to rotate back really quick as TJ tries to go away with it, and he does. Bounces off the side, though. Odds tries to go in for the shot.
No.
Luckily, it went a little bit to the side there as no one was in goal to recover there yet.
Lions is in goal now.
Oh. Oh.
That's a feels bad. You saw that bounce right over Lions' car.
I can't imagine the feeling Lions had watching that go over him into the goal.
He stopped. He's like, yep, I'm here. I am ready to block this. And then it just, that felt like something from the Matrix.
Oh my
3 minutes and 8
gosh.
seconds. Boise State down 3.
Oh, it's now on Delaware's side, giving Boise State a little bit of a different change of pace here for them. Though TJ once again just trying to knock the ball. It's cleared to Boise State's side. Hoosh Gonna try and bounce the ball over the goal, get it away from any spot where they could potentially score. Kiddo reflects it though. Baynock's in goal. Odds, luckily, not right where he needs, but TJ goes in.
Ooh, Hoosh.
Nice defense there from Hoosh. Lions clears it, but Kiddo's waiting. Goes in for a little contest with Baynock. Now TJ driving up the wall. Is going to try and set up the aerials.
Lions needs to get a big clear here, and it looks like Hoosh is coming in to assist.
Oh,
TJ's trying to spike things down, gets things in the corner, and now at this point, it's kind of anybody's ball. Lions gets a massive clear and a shot on goal that is saved. Kind of stops the second shot himself, bouncing it off the backboard, but sets Baynock up perfectly. There's no way that doesn't go in.
Oh,
oh my God! No! And it doesn't go in right as I say that. Odds goes skirt, skirt, and stops it.
This is just going a little too slow for Boise State to be able to really capitalize on it and allowing Delaware to push it out as it goes near their goal again, though.
There it is,
Baynock bounces it in, giving Boise State the first goal they need. Now with 2 minutes left on the clock, it's definitely doable. They'll just kind of want to get... That's a goal a minute. I mean, a little bit less because they want to try and get 3 goals and get the advantage, but not impossible.
Considering the first 2 goals of this game were scored within the first minute, I think Boise State is definitely capable here, especially as we demo TJ giving us the in that we need. That ball's going to get spiked in the air. I don't know who did that, but Lions just barely misses the touch, and now it is Hoosh and Baynock trying to defend. Hoosh is going to get a massive clear. TJ is going to try to send the goal. No, is that a shot on goal? Odds is going to save it.
Not a lot of people in the goal right now. Baynock able to deflect the ball away. TJ tries to go for it, but Lions is going to try and clear it over to Hoosh. Hoosh now has control of the ball on Delaware's side. Delaware's trying to rally at the goal as they bounce it away. Odds gets control for a moment, sending it over to Boise State as TJ gets demoed.
They're bullying TJ right now. That's 2 demos.
That's 2 demos within, like, what, 45 seconds, I think?
Baynock is dribbling things over. I think maybe a goal, trying to set up the friendly Boise State here. A minute remaining. Boise State needs 1 goal every about 30 seconds to tie.
Yeah, but unfortunately it's on their side, and Odds is keeping up the pressure there. They try to send it over, but TJ reflects it. Now Lions and Odds just kind of bouncing it back and forth right now. Baynock trying to get back to goal. He does not want that to go through. Bounces TJ away, so he doesn't manage to follow up, but Odds almost gets an open goal. Baynock luckily saving there, just the big tank driving in.
1 goal every 15 seconds now for Boise State to kind of tie things up. Hoosh is going to try to get a pretty big clear, and it looks like Lions is going to assist with that, send things over into the corner. Boise State trying to set up for a goal, but Odds doesn't want that to happen. Baynock passes it to Hoosh, who misses the shot on goal just barely a little bit to the left.
10 seconds left. It's going over to Boise State's side. It's going to be tough, if not really impossible right now for Boise State to be able to do anything, but just keep it from going in their goal.
We go next round.
But that's okay, yeah. Boise State has the advantage still.
Baynock says we don't go next round quite yet, but you know, okay. So Delaware's going to take that round. Boise State can easily shake that off, I think, because Delaware's in the position of needing a reverse sweep. Boise State can make some mistakes on rounds like this.
Yeah, it's definitely a good round for them to just kind of like shake off and get back into their just mindset of just protecting the goal and watching for those shots, because that was the nastiest thing for them.
Oops, no defense for the first minute of the game.
Which is what I talked about, rotation. And yeah, a lot of rotation problems
wait a
there.
minute.
Like, my bad. And then that one unfortunate goal just bouncing over Lions there. So bad.
We do. I think that was like some Matrix stuff. Lions just like dipped his car in ball of virgin juice or something, because it was perfectly.
Yeah, it just slid like right over
over the roof. Lions is like, is it raining? I hear something bouncing. Like,
yeah, and just, you know, and I imagine like if he had had more reaction time, he probably could have popped up to bounce it, but just so close to the goal, just really wasn't a lot of recovery there available to him.
Yeah, and he stopped. He's like, I know exactly where the ball is going to land, and stopped and was ready to like put it, and it just,
yeah.
So here's Lions and here's the ball.
Yeah, no, most unfortunate goal of the game there so far, but they should be able to recover if they get the chance to just take control of the ball right now. Ooh, Lions getting the first touch. Bounced over to Mr. Kiddo, though. Oh, they try to go for a shot on goal. Boise State bouncing it away from their goal over to Delaware's side. Hoosh and Baynock kind of colliding there as Baynock gets demoed, now giving Odds control of the ball.
It looks like Baynock is looking for the big clear here, but TJ's looking for a goal, and Hoosh wasn't able to get in the net in the time. 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Delaware's going to go up 1. This is looking suspiciously like last game.
Yeah, TJ just sneaking past Hoosh there, which has been a pretty deadly thing for Boise State right now. Just them just slowly being able to set up the ball in a way where it slides past them. Next 50-50 doesn't really go either way yet. Baynock bounces it towards the goal though. Oh, Odds unfortunately blocks it. Hoosh tries to set it up. Gonna bounce over to TJ though. TJ, oh, it's bouncing near the goal again though. TJ is now able to clear it. Hoosh is there ready and waiting though. Bounces it up into the air to Lions. Baynock trying to go for the setup. Ooh! Bounces it down. Oh, just barely. Not where they need it. Mr. Kiddo clears it over to Boise State's side once again.
Boise State, it feels like, has lost a little bit of accuracy in these past couple of rounds, but I'm sure we can kind of like take it back. And then we see Odds not getting a shot on goal, but setting TJ up to get a shot on goal, which Hoosh pretty easily deflects.
Ooh, Mr. Kiddo trying to bounce the ball. Lions is able to recover it from him and bounce it up into the air. It is in front of goal, but Hoosh backs him up to bounce it over to Delaware's side. Just a lot of aerial play right now. The ball really hasn't touched the ground for a couple of seconds here. Hoosh bouncing it away from the goal, but it's on Boise State's side, so they definitely want to clear it before any players get a good touch on it towards their goal.
We do kind of see Lions bouncing things back and forth, setting up Hoosh, it looks like main, but it looks like TJ's just going to touch and disrupt that, but Baynock sends it back, perhaps setting up someone for a goal. No, not good. Lions is in reverse, just kind of trying to stop that goal there. We see Lions bounce up off the backboard and get a massive clear straight over TJ.
Ooh, TJ able to block the ball. Baynock goes in for the shot, but it's wide, allowing Odds to just drive along the side here, going straight to Boise State's side with the goal. Lions able to recover it as he runs out of boost, though. Let's see, Hoosh bounce it off the backboard. Baynock goes in for the shot, allowing Boise State to tie it up with a little less than 3 minutes left, 2 minutes 44 seconds.
So, Baynock, I think, has been the big scorer here, and TJ just couldn't get there in time. Foot barely slipped off the gas pedal, and as a result, Boise State was able to score that goal. 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. This is anybody's round right now.
Ooh, Baynock manages to get the ball off the 50-50, but TJ grabs it, going towards the goal. Lions able to deflect it. Nice clear for them, yeah. Good save. Oh, Odds tries to go in once again. Baynock and Lions covering it together. Hoosh clears it towards Delaware's side, but Kiddo is able to grab it. Ooh.
Baynock, stop him! It looks like Mr. Kiddo's shot is just going to go wide, but Odds sure isn't. Delaware immediately breaking the tie within 45 seconds of Boise State's last goal scored. Boise State now down 1. We see Odds kind of go in, and Lions couldn't get there to smack it in time.
Going into the next 50-50, Hoosh tries to get there first, clears it onto Delaware's side, but Kiddo, once again, just rebounding it. Able to, just Delaware every time watching for this. Baynock, ooh, tries to go, but just barely misses the shot there. Oh, but Hoosh
doesn't, but Odds is right there to save. 3 members of Delaware in goal. I don't know if Boise State's going to be able to get that score even as they get the massive clear over. Now only 2 members in goal as we wait for TJ to get over there. We kind of see the ball bouncing back and forth now on the blue side, but Lions is going to send it back into orange. Kiddo and TJ in the goal, and Hoosh is just going to, I don't know where Hoosh came from, but it sure was effective.
Ooh, yeah, we see here Lions bouncing it up. It's going to bounce off TJ, and Hoosh just kind of ready and waiting, like he knew what was about to happen there.
2-2, tied up, minute and 47 seconds remaining as we enter like the final fifth of the game about.
Yeah. Hoosh is going to, wow, nice aerial dribble, blocked by Odds, unfortunately.
Just let him have it.
That was
aerial
so
dribble
good.
was so good. Just let him have it. And it looks like as we kind of go over here, Baynock and Mr. Kiddo are kind of vying for the ball. That That was a massive clear. I'm not quite sure who got that, but that sent it all the way straight to midfield. Mr. Kiddo trying to score some goals. TJ also comes in with a shot. Lions is going to go ahead and save both of those, and then Hoosh sends things main. Lions is able to save it again. Oh my gosh. And then Hoosh is going to get a pretty big clear onto the orange side, sending it straight to TJ, who's the designated defender this time around.
Yeah, TJ launching it up over Baynock, over to Odds. We've got 1 minute remaining left with both of these teams tied up. Lions and Baynock trying to clear. Hoosh is able to bounce it a little bit. Ooh, good shot from Lions there, preventing Kiddo from grabbing it. But Odds, once again, coming to the goal, tries to get it. Oh!
Lions left the goal for 5 seconds, and somebody scored a goal.
Sorry, Lions. I think that you might have to be sitting there for a little bit longer, as it just barely rolls into the spot it needs to give Delaware the goal. It's now 3-2 with 46 seconds left on the clock.
Lions, just accept your fate as the goalie.
Oh!
And Baynock is going to get a goal, tying things up in the last 43 seconds.
I like
right off of the 50-50.
I like how Baynock was like, okay, that wasn't cool. I don't appreciate that. Immediately just drives into their goal with the ball. With the little dinosaur just telling him how he was like, nope, not today. Gonna go into another 50-50 right off the bat. Odds gets it. That's an empty goal. Ooh, Hoosh blocking it though. Baynock bouncing it off the side. Tries to get the second touch there, but just hits the corner next to the goal. 30 seconds remaining now. It's tied up once again.
So with this, we're kind of bouncing back and forth. TJ is going to send things over to Baynock, who's going to get a pretty reasonable clear all the way to midfield, but Odds is going to send it back into the blue. It looks like Delaware's closest to scoring right now, but we've got Hoosh in goal to kind of stop things from getting there. 8 seconds remaining. This looks like it's going into overtime.
Yeah, Boise State's definitely going to try here for a couple seconds, though, to try and get it in. Oh, so close, but TJ blocks it. We're now hitting overtime here once the ball hits the ground, if it hits the ground. Now we're in overtime.
Lions, I love you. Just sit in the goal. That's your job. Just sit there.
You're doing a great job right now. As now ball's on Delaware's side. TJ's trying to bounce it. Hoosh bounces it over him. Baynock tries to follow up. No, Lions. Baynock, though. Oh!
There it is!
Nice
Getting the hat trick.
Getting him the hat trick, yeah. Giving Boise State the win.
All right, so that overtime didn't last very long, and it felt like Baynock's shots had a lot of, I don't know how to say this, but audacity. Like,
yeah.
Baynock just drove into their goal twice. Just like, there's absolutely nobody that can stop me.
It was the who's going to stop me bit. Like,
not you. And with that, it looks like Boise State is going to take that 4-1. I mean, Delaware showed some signs of life there. And I do have to say, 4-1 kind of makes it seem like Boise State swept them the whole time.
No, Delaware was ahead quite a few times.
We went into overtime several times.
Overtime twice, right?
And I do think that most of the maps, Delaware actually had more shots on goal. Lions just exists.
Yeah.
So as we transition into the player of the game discussion, Lions, and there is absolutely no changing my mind.
No, that's completely fair. I think Lions is a very even if he didn't get all the shots on goal, he saved so many close ones.
73%
of
all shots taken, and then they lose.
Yeah.
Because Lions is in goal.
And Lions just didn't let him have it. No,
Absolutely not.
No, I totally understand that. Just to make sure that we have someone else, called out, I'm going to go with Baynock. Baynock had a lot of just really good goals. He definitely helped make sure that Boise State did not lag behind in that last match there. And as you said, had just pure who's going to stop me energy driving into goal a couple times. So I think I'll go with Baynock, though. I would prefer it if Lions got it.
Yeah, because also, defensive player of the game, that'd be amazing for the ICCU.
Love to see it.
The moment of truth.
Oh, or not.
We've been debated. We've been debated. They want us to maybe... No, the moment of truth is here. It looks like with Baynock scoring, I think it might be safe to assume that the ICCU player of the game is Baynock.
Probably.
But Lions is the player of the game in my heart. So Baynock is our player of the game, and as the primary scorer, I mean, you can't win the game if you don't score. And Baynock, I think, had a lot of impressive goals here tonight. Now, the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game is making teams more successful, just like Idaho Central Credit Union is helping members achieve financial success. Baynock is your ICCU Credit Union player of the game, and they did a fantastic job as the primary scorer for Boise State this match, even closing the highlight reel out with a perfect hat trick.
And Baynock, like you said, had so many amazing, just goals there, but he couldn't have done it if Lyons wasn't getting all of those nice saves for protecting the goal for him so he could trust to actually go up there and commit. So, as you talked about, it's a team effort. Baynock got a lot of wonderful shots, but good job to Lyons, too.
73%.
It's a lot.
That's
a lot of the
taken.
shots. I wasn't paying attention, but I bet some of their icons were starting to go out and disappear with how many shots they were taking.
I have so many shots, and Lyons has stopped them all. And with that, do you have any final thoughts before we go to our top 5 plays?
I think that just overall, at the end, it was funny because at the beginning we saw a lot of shots lost for Boise State because they just weren't rotating back enough to protect it. I think that last match, that was really because, the other team, Delaware, they started doing that as well. I mean, Baynock was able to drive in and get so many of those goals because they weren't rotating back. So I think we just kind of saw that flip, and that ended up going in Boise State's favor.
Baynock's like, I'm going to drive into your goal. And with that, we do have our top 5 plays, which are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who is a proud supporter of Boise State esports. Top plays are presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. And from all of us here at Boise State, Halo was close. We almost did it in the semifinals. But in Rocket League, we're sure going on to the semifinals because we just beat Delaware in the quarterfinals. Have a good night and join us next stream.